Welcome to the Tigre Den, sponsored by the Tigre Network. I'm your host, Roosevelt Thomas, and we have a special guest on stage today from Making Sports, Mr. Kenyatta Shaw.
Thank you.
First question, Mr. Shaw, what is it at Aiken Sports do you guys do to help the student athletes?
The first thing we do is help them get to the next level as far as trust, going from high school to college and from college to the professional level and stuff. Also, we do NILs as well with the high school students all through up to the professional level as well.
Nice. Can you give us a little background in what you do as far as high school recruiting for athletes?
What we do for high school athletes is we get their film, the profile, and we send it out to all the colleges in the United States. Every program that has football, they have that person's profile and film.
Nice. As far as Aiken Sports, how long have you guys been around? Like when were you guys created?
We've been around since 2020. Yeah.
Nice. What are the different options for the high school student on the next level?
Different options.
As far as like D1, D2, D3, is there a difference from like what they have to do academically?
First thing, they have to have a 2.5 grade point average. Then they have to meet the qualifications of different schools' academic requirements. Third thing is they have to get an NCAA number, which they have to submit their transcripts to the NCAA, get that number to even get offered a scholarship.
Can you explain how Aiken Sports helps with NIL deals?
We have multiple companies that we are connected with, and they can help out a high school player as far as NIL deal with product, money, etc., and stuff.
To get that NIL deal, does like the student athlete have to have like a fan base?
Not necessarily. I mean, a better fan base is better, but you can start out with 500 followers. You know, it doesn't matter with that.
Okay. We have a couple seniors in here right now. And,
Okay.
Would you have any advice for the seniors that's in here right now?
Get on the field and get film. That's the main goal.
Hope you guys are listening. Do you have any advice for the kids that's in here that they can leave with and just state?
Well, my advice to you is go to class. You get higher than a 2.5. Go to practice every day, perform, get film. That's the main objective.
Another question, for a kid that's in ninth grade, can he be recruited when he's in ninth grade, or does he have to wait till 10th, 11th, and 12th grade?
It really depends on if he's on the varsity. If he's playing varsity football, he could start getting recruited as. Yes.
Can you give us a little background about yourself, where you grew up in?
I grew up in Pasadena, California. As far as the recruiting part, been recruiting for over 20 years and stuff. Been recruiting for different junior colleges and Division I and Division II schools as well.
That was my next. I have a question about the community college. Mm-hmm. If you're at a community college, if everybody here doesn't get to go to college right out of high school, going to a community college, can a player in a community college get an NIL deal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, not a problem. Nationally or California, JUCO, it doesn't matter.
Another question, at Aiken Sports, do you have to have an age requirement to be involved with Aiken Sports?
Far as
like high school, can it start in junior high? Does it start?
Far as NIL, You start junior high.
Started junior high?
Yes.
Nice. Any question? Do you have any advice for the kids that they can take home with them?
Well, like I said before, go to class, get on the field, get good film, starts right there. Have a 2.5 GPA.
I'd like to end on that note right there. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Peace. Any questions? Maddie.
What are the best games to go to get recruited?
Rivals.
Maddie.
Do you need varsity film or can you just do it off campus alone?
Do you need varsity film or can you do it off campus alone?
You need both. You need both.
Anyone else? Eduardo. How many people have you sent D1?
Ooh. It's probably over 100. I know that for a fact, over 100 players.
I have a question. As you can see our players here, we talk a lot about being in the weight room. As far as going D1, you have to develop the body in high school, correct?
You have to. You have to develop the body. You have to work on your bench press. That's the main thing. Focus. That with scouts, that's probably the fourth thing they ask. How much can he bench press and how many times can he do it?
Question.
What do you look for in the film?
You said what?
What do you look for in film?
Depends on the position. What position are you? O-line, D-line?
Yeah, both.
Okay, so O-line is really getting off the ball and want to see your hands to be aggressive. If your hand's not aggressive, that's a red flag. You also, second thing, you must finish your block. If you don't finish your block, that's the second red flag. So you must compete, you must do those two things.
Out of your whole coaches, like recruiting, what was the hardest player you ever got?
Say what?
One of the best players.
Like, what was the best player?
Antoine Smithson, University of Utah, Green Bay Packers. His position is was quarterback. He was at East LA. He did 2 years at East LA, transferred out to Utah. They turned him into a receiver and punt returner. And he went to the Green Bay Packers. And he was punt returner and kickoff return.
What's the best way to look up to reach out to coaches?
The best way is having a coach or a scouting service to help you. The coaches are not going to listen to you. I'm being straight up real. That's
What's the number one thing that coaches look for in people's film in general, like as a general statement?
The first thing is look for it if you're fast enough to play for them. That's the first thing to look for. Second is how do you perform on the field? If you perform sloppy, they're not going to take you.
I have a question. When looking at film and going over players, is there a difference when you're looking for arm tackling, leg tackling, or trying to tackle run through a guy?
Looking for a guy coming downhill and finishing the block, or finishing the tackle and stuff. That's what they look for.
Do coaches dive into a player's personal life, like how they are in school and as a person in general?
Yeah, they look at your transcripts. The Division I schools, they have investigators. They check your background out. from 5 years old to all the way up to you're 18.
If like, say if like you have an injury, right? Like, even like after the injury, like after even you fully recover, like the coach is still like take a chance on you, or would they just be like, oh, like you're injured, like you can't come back? Like,
He's not.
After he had an injury, that's after the injury, the other stuff.
Yeah, it depends on the injury and stuff. Like if it's like something minor, if you have an offer already on the table, they won't snatch it.
How much does a student's social media affect their NIL and their recruiting?
Oh, a lot. I mean, you cannot have guns on there. You can't be, gang banging on there. That will turn off the school majorly.
Mistakes, like how you act, take off, like you can't get a scholarship from a certain school that already has interest. Like you get in trouble.
How you act, the way you act.
Oh yeah, we look at you if you're, a team player. If you on the sideline, get into with your coach, throwing a tantrum, throwing your helmet, and that school already gave you an offer, you probably just lost your offer.
but what if like during like, well not, like the whole middle school years, like you were like doing bad stuff, and then like as soon as you got to high school, like you turned it around, like you didn't look at your middle school or anything.
Do middle school records factor into how you get recruited?
Depends what you did.
Does where you play have a big deal in your recruiting? Like what high school you go to?
Say again?
What high school you go to have a big effect on your recruiting?
No. It's up to you to perform wherever high school you at. The scouts gonna come see you.
Does it depend on what type of school you go to recruiting?
Just,
No, you just answered that question, Bryce.
no.
No, not at all.
No, it's on you to perform.
Torres, any questions? Ray?
Okay, got one. How do you get scouts to look at you?
Good film. Good film. That's simple.
What are some ways you get your scholarship snatched?
What are some ways you can get your scholarship snatched away?
The ways you can get your scholarship snatched?
Yes.
Acting like a fool on the sideline, disrespecting your coach, not having no 2.5, going to jail.
What's the best way to earn a divisional scholarship besides like is there like a number one thing you look for, like in film, like cut across the board?
Performing at a high level with energy.
Shaw, I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What's the highest amount of money NIL deal you've done for a high school student?
Right now, that's a good question. Right now, I got a player from Sotomayor. He's doing 4,700 every 2 weeks.
Okay, and the second part of that question is, why don't you explain, break down the NIL and how it's evolving to my players?
Okay, so the NIL right now, it's not gonna be called NIL no more. It's gonna turn back into the word endorsement. So the companies are right now or going after players to promote their brand and everything. And it's a price, each company has a different price, you know. So you gotta promote it on social media and all that, you know. There's different ways and stuff where you can make money, but you have to be dedicated. I had about 10 to 15 players 2 years ago. I got rid of them because they wasn't posting on social media, and the companies was like, well, I'm giving him $1,500, $2,000 a week, and he's not posting like we agreed to. So I had to get rid of him. So that's the main thing. Live up to your contract, which you have with the company and stuff. That's my advice. So you can keep that money rolling in. If you're not, you will get fired.
Can you like break down what an NIL is? Explain it, what is it?
Well, you sign it over your name, likeness, you know, the whole shebang of you. So they're taking over all what you do in social media and everything, and to promote their brand and everything.
NIL stands for name, image, likeness. And what you do is you do a deal where they own that pretty much. They're able to make money off of you. Question, before I go to this next player question, is how much the social media impact the ability to get that NIL?
Well, that depends on the company. I mean, some companies ask for social media gotta be 10,000. Some is like, it doesn't matter. They just want you to promote their brand.
How do you get a deal or endorsement?
I can't. Well, you have to go through usually a marketing company like Aiken Sports Group. We have connections to multiple companies that do endorsement deals.
So do you guys just take anybody?
No, you know I don't take anybody. I'm very selective.
Right, so why don't you explain how that selection process goes?
Well, that's kind of behind the books right there, so I can't really explain that part. You know, if the person really, the kid has a bad social media, like I said, he up there gang banging, got guns on the social media, I'm not gonna mess with him.
Got it.
What are the companies looking for in the athletes?
Well, they're looking for you to promote their brand on a consistent basis because they're spending money on you. That's what they're looking for. If you can't do that, you will get fired.
What are some of the brands that you represent through your NILs?
Pathwater, that's one of the biggest ones we have. Got a couple of new ones. Soleil is a power stick drink. You mix in your water and stuff. Also, I got a cookie company as well. Also, Aiken Sports Group have their own brand as far as t-shirts, sweatsuits, tennis shoes, and all that as well.
And what's it cost to join the Aiken recruiting service for a student athlete?
$10.
Do you have more than one endorsement?
You got 1,000 if you can handle it.
Can endorsements clash with each other, like in type?
Can he what?
Can endorsements clash? Like, let's say Pepsi Cola is one, and then another soft drink wants to offer you.
No. If you have a water, say, I'll give you an example, Path Water, you can't sign with Arrowhead or Sparkler or whatever. That'll be a violation in your contract. It has to be a separate entity, separate company.
Do the big sport names like Nike and Adidas, do they offer NILs to high school players? And the second part of that question is, if they do, at what level do you need to be in order for Nike and Adidas to even start looking for you?
So right now, for Nike and Adidas, and I'm gonna throw Under Armour in there as well. They're looking for 5 stars. athletes right now. And that's you know, that's what they're looking for, 5-star athletes.
Speaking of five-star athletes, four-star athletes, does AK Sports have a connection through rivals to even get a student athlete looked at so that they can get started up?
Yes. Yeah, Acre Sports is connected with Rivals now. We made that deal like 3 months ago. So I could have a camp here at San Fernando, and I could rank a player and give it to Rivals, and they'll put it on their social media.
Do companies, would companies like Arrowhead get mad at you to deal with like Pepsi or something like that? Is that strict?
Huh?
Arrowhead and the Pepsi, like the soda company.
Yeah.
Can we match?
Basically, what he's saying is, we
Yeah, actually, that's an in-house. You could do, cause they're under Coca-Cola.
He's talking about more competing franchise. So, you know, if the two, for example, water companies are in competitions with each other, that would violate.
You gotta choose one.
Exactly.
You gotta choose one. Choose what side.
How do you get started? How does that work?
What's the Rivals process to give out stars?
You gotta go out there and have a good time. You have to have a good 40 time, good shuttle time. Any drills that they have, your time gotta be in the top 5. If you're a top 5 at the camp, most likely you're gonna be a 5 or 4 star.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up right there, guys. Once again, let's give it up for Pinata Shaw.
Thank you, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Let's also give it up for our moderator, Roosevelt Thomas.
Oh yeah, no problem. I'll come back if you guys want me to.
Examples, he can show you guys different companies that are looking for endorsements and stuff like that. What it's gonna boil down to is you gotta ask yourself a common sense question. What's your value? If you're just a kid who likes to play football, but you haven't really done anything to put you separate yourself from the rest of the guys that play football at the high school level, then more than likely that you're not that guy for them. It's just like a celebrity. Okay? Companies go after big names because those big names help themselves. All right? So just because you got some followers ain't gonna do it. It's gonna be about gameplay, it's gonna be about your impact on the football field. All right? And everything else just gets trickled down. So if you're a great player, you make an impact, then they make it your grades. Then they make it your social media. Make sure there's no craziness going on as far as that goes. So just some things to think about. Here go some of these examples. Let me get a house back.